So, one of the questions I get often is, what is a brand, or what makes a brand? So let's try and answer that a little bit in a more metaphysical way. Basically, what makes a brand is man's desire to be understood, or self-expression, or self-revelation, to be more specific. So from the beginning of time, man had specific needs. Some of those needs were food, he wanted to eat, he needed shelter, and clothing on his body. But what really separated man, or mankind, from the animal kingdom is his need and desire to self-express or self-reveal what makes him who he is. And that's where it all starts. That's where the branding world really begins. Now, one of the first recorded examples of branding is actually in the Old Testament. In the Old Testament, you've got the 12 tribes of the Hebrew tribes, the 12 tribes of Israel. And what is interesting about the 12 tribes of Israel is that they actually, in the Bible itself, it describes their symbols and what makes them unique, separated from each other 12 different ways. They had their own flags, they had their own symbols, they had their own graphics. They went further. They had their own gemstones that represents each tribe. It describes which tribe was a ruby, which tribe was represented by a diamond, and so forth. But it went even further than that. In the Bible, it describes how each tribe had a specific form of nature, if you will, the nature of the tribe. And that nature of the tribe got explained in such a detail that it became the 12 zodiacs. And that's how we got the zodiacs, because each tribe had a nature, and the nature became the explanation of each zodiac and what makes a person act the way he is. So that's an interesting beginning to a good description of the nuts and bolts of branding. It starts there in the Bible. Now, fortunately, today one doesn't have to create his own clothes, his own sword, his own hat. You basically are, as a consumer, able to go out there and to purchase products that are perfect for self-revelation on your terms. And there's many out there. There's many brands out there in every category: watches, clothing, and you basically have the option to go out and get pretty much exactly what you stand for, what your aesthetics are, what your values are. What is it that reveals your inner self the most or the best? And that's why there's so many products out there, and because there's so many different individuals, and it gives you the options to do that within the branding world. So as a shopper, go out there and reveal yourself. Happy shopping and self-branding. I'm Doron Basha for Chat Time.